Jey Jey Okay, good morning again. Good morning, guys.
Good morning, Geshe.
Good morning.
Morning, Geshe.
Morning, Geshe.
Morning,
Good
Geshe.
morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Good to see you. Okay. Very beautiful day, nice day. Today also, according to the International Buddhism, there's a Vesak day.
Today?
Yeah, the special the Theravada tradition. Today is the Vesak. Today or tomorrow is Vesak day. Like, yeah. Usually Tibetan is 1 month later. This is a Tibetan 3rd month, right? Yeah. That's 3rd month. Tomorrow is full month, right? Yeah, tomorrow is tomorrow or today is Vesak day, according to like all the Theravada traditions. Even like Mayan, I think Vietnamese also doing like that. In Tibetan, usually Tibetans always something different than others. Therefore, we is the next month. Anyway, it's whatever is Vesak. Is what language? Is Sanskrit or Pali? I think Pali. I think it is Pali language. Pali, everyone knows what means Vesak. What language? Is Pali language?
I think it must be Pali. I don't think it's Sanskrit.
I think it is Pali language.
You're talking about Theravada.
Yeah. I think today is like Vesak day. Vesak is like Pali tradition. And anyway, this is for remember for Buddha's birthday, Buddha achieved enlightenment, and Buddha show for the passing away. 3 dates, same day is the full moon day. Therefore, we all who follow the Buddha's teaching, we all celebration that, remember that during that time, whatever we do, any virtuous activities is more powerful to multiply. Therefore, to see this month or next month, I think you guys have to follow through. Therefore, it's wonderful. It's bump is there. It's ngunju tombe namtar jinju dejen nyamle sade. Angado tenega chimo chagyorwa.
Yeah, so the history, the biography of the previous guru, and the practice of the later or following disciple is very important.
Yeza sanji chumden de sade ta nganasu na deja tmowi lukso shebayena. Aja nganzo naji chendeya. Ani ambo tamawachi che ani tene 나 rabdo shung, tene ludu kawa shin, tar ngoma tuwa sangye sako tene yinza, kanje nga zo tsangmi jila sangye ki rikse susu kale jamna, dewa tuwa yore, tene koko sarwa.
So just like the historic Buddha Shakyamuni, who performed the deeds of taking a birth just like an ordinary person, and then growing up and doing all the studies, and then meeting with the Dharma, and doing the practice, and then eventually gaining enlightenment, indicates that all of us, all the sentient beings have that potential to gain enlightenment. So with that thought, now we're going to do a little bit of meditation first.
Okay. Kanje kawa sambori, ta tiri, ya lang che, ane susu kuching, pombega, ane ching, kosong tuyo yende, tre shimbe kone susu gewa che, shimati kawa samboshira imbari.
And so we're very fortunate, to be able to wake up this morning and and do this practice of Dharma by remembering the history or the biography of Buddha Shakyamuni.
Oh yeah. Okay, tenejina ta tambo nganzo pena unjungu chene susu pa ta tsida tarang kana samboshani ama kashe chita ande tsawi jila ya ta susu ndole ya kanje namju susu sanji kusu kanri yugung kana tarang semla sharchi sem tikala shanchi get devatinda.
So we start with the meditation on breath, and inhaling and exhaling for some time, and then after that, visualize Buddha Shakyamuni and the space in front of you, and then focus on that, or keep your mind on that for a little bit.
Okay, now start. We bring in and out slowly. Then visualization in front of you with Buddha Shakyamuni or any other Buddha's image. You do meditation usually. Keep thought or you keep your mind on that. And the visualization, the Buddha's image is being more light or more clear, like dimmer light, more clear and clear. And you receive some of the blessing from that, dissolves your body, purify your all emotions, physically and mentally. Sure. Then experience or feeling like happy or peace or relax the moment. Okay. Okay. How's Mark? You fall asleep? Anyway, it's wonderful. We do meditation to every day, a little bit, then slowly. We don't see the one day results, but it takes time, right? Like, anything is too useful, right? More familiarized or useful?
Used to or familiar.
Used to, yeah, familiar. Then it become more easy. Like you can see physically how the people play the Olympic, they jumping for all different activities. How they look. So why they do like that? Especially ski, right? Ski. Or the work of ski, right? From the wall, in the snow.
Ski, yeah.
Ski. I swear, wow. But those things also the limit. Usually our mind has not limit to develop our education or practice. If we do, depends if we do it or not. Therefore, we do as much as we can. And they become more easy and easy. Right? Like that. Therefore, the purpose to practice Dharma or study, the main goal is enlighten. It's very far away. But it's marked, you love some of the path. You are some of the path already.
Right, on the path?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which path? Yeah, you samsara path or without
They are too true.
Anyway, therefore, we do some practice. The main goal is enlightened, but symbol or right now our goal is to become like happy mind, healthy mind. Okay, I want to happy all the time, it doesn't come. I want to healthy mind, doesn't come. We need to change our thoughts. And how can we do? I think the more things to become very relaxed, open mind. Now, if the victory fall down in your house, nothing much surprise. Oh, it's possible. Already, the tree, my neighbor's tree fall down my house. Yeah. 제가 남주에다 아주 즉 선발 흘려 영화다 시대 영화대 수술 내가 제거다 수술 쌈당고다 수술 쌈당다 이래도 선발 영망 써야 돼.
So normally, whether we are at peace or not, whether we're relaxed and at peace or not, depends on how we thought, how we think.
그래서 쌈당다 때 진행하도 선발 흘려 영화 때 진행하도 선발 주도도.
And so just from a way we think or have thought can cause frustrations or disturbance to our mind.
오이터 막 저 이쇼 재상하더라도 맨날 남시대 아리 남시 맨날 믹스가 뉴잉글랜드 남시대 당초쇼 타주저로도.
So like especially the weather in New England is very changeable, right? It can change to very cold, change to very quick and very hot very quickly.
저는 너도 영화도 그 다종가 고치 제단 깨지 창이 고된 저러고.
So that happens because of some causes and conditions coming together, right?
제가 나도 지금 선바지와 영화당 선바 마지와 영화대 대양 그 잡로라 지금 제체 마무리 상대요.
And just like that, our mind being happy or unhappy has many causes and conditions behind that.
제가 다 남도 간디제나 남도 선바 마지와 영화도 간디제나 선바 아니 지보 영화도 어디나까지 소소 된데 넘나 지워요.
So what makes us happy and what makes us unhappy? If the things happen the way we want, or if our wish is fulfilled, then we are happy. If our wish is not fulfilled, then we are unhappy, right? And that happens again also because of strong ignorance or not knowing. And secondly, we have very strong attachment, and that causes it also. So attachment here is not necessarily a desirous attachment for towards a man and woman like that. It can be like something that we want. I want this, I want that, I want that. And so that is attachment also. Second, we also have very strong arrogance or pride. Even though we think I'm not proud, I'm not arrogant, but we have very strong arrogance. We don't feel that arrogance in ourselves. And so the sign that we have arrogance is shown by becoming unhappy towards something that we don't agree with or that doesn't get along with our way of thinking. So we have a very strong view of the way we think. And if it is something that contradicts with that, then we become angry. We are not able to give up our way of thinking or our view. And when something contradicts with that, then we become angry. Of course, in order to destroy or overcome it completely, we have to achieve the state of arhat, or for destroyer, or at least achieve the state of arya, superior beings. But that is a little bit difficult and can be far away. And but just by thinking like that, it will help our mind to not be very unhappy or frustrated. Because since we are in samsara, things can go wrong, and things might not work the way we want, and there may be many problems coming from here and there, so forth. But at that time, if we are able to think that we are in samsara and these things are ought to happen, or possible to happen, so it's nothing unusual and like that. If you think like that, then that helps your mind to be more relaxed. So the attachment, anger, ignorance, arrogance, and all these are like a fuel for unhappy mind. And so more fuel you give to the unhappy mind, and more unhappy mind you will have.
Okay. 제자다 가지고 예매대와 용하기 칼라테 뇨뇨 당게다. 리긴 채팅원에 되다.
And so we'll try to lessen the fuel for our mind, our unhappy mind, and that is the healthy way of living.
나도 수보됨 세대와 제대 가디마 칼라 헬티 짱짱으로 센사기와.
And so in order to have a healthy body, we're always looking for good stuff to eat, right?
Are you doing, Mark? Are you doing healthy eat? Are you eating very healthy food?
Trying to eat not at all.
You die. Careful. Okay? You didn't eat. 제자 간도 아니 지금 내차 세당도 가세 뉴와든지 예매대바 아니 뉴와시 예매대바 가세 뉴와이나 삼라 세대 마요 거로.
And so less of these delusions like attachment, arrogance, and so forth we have, and less of unhappy mind we have. And then if we have less of unhappy mind, then we have more happy minds.
Okay. 다들 뭐 무슨 뭐지 가상 라임바. 다 철럽자 다근 가위 인도 뚜마샤 마가샤장 엄마샤 개바트나 냠브렌제스 간제 아니 수수 아니 마가위 셈데 파 돌바이나 아니 가로 가위 셈데 룩샤바이나 아니 마가위 탱가가야 듣고 말이 고야기 가오 용하기 계획의 샤바테 나도 듣고 말했어.
So that's like we talked about last time in the verse 9. Whatever befalls me, I shall not disturb my mental joy. For having been made unhappy, I shall not accomplish what I wish, and my virtue will decline. So it's just like it is said in the verse. So we should try not to disturb our happy mind, and if we do that, and then whatever we wish will not be accomplished, and our virtue, whatever the virtuous actions that we have created, will decline also.
근데 남중에 전화서 라기와 먼저 지금 내서 가르치는 수수가 당연히 제가이나 이거 뱅게를 해서 단디 특히 나 소들 누가 당연히 저 와서 다 소를.
So just as I normally say, whatever happens, just accept it. So if you accept that, then your mind will be more relaxed. Your mind you will not lose that mental joy.
야, 내 되는 쇼잖아. 야, accept 제잖아. 야, 강에들 바타야 탑시 맞으려고 말해. accept 제네 아니 대 바타야 탑시 지에서로 고고노.
So when it says to accept, doesn't mean that you should just sit there and do nothing to overcome it. And of course, by accepting, then you have to look for means to overcome it.
어제 다 대기 진세인데 딱 쇼로가 좁아서 쏜 거로.
And the reason for that is explained in verse 10.
아, 아니 누가르스나 소주고 예매대와 용사 야만나지 이래 예매대와 용세가 유할 때 가서 주서 요와지 임바나 아니 텔라마까지 개요 말이 참여 예매대와 용사가 유대면서 주고 했어.
So that's saying that if you can fix that thing which causes you to be unhappy, then there's no point to be unhappy.
난 네가 가는 데는 가서 좀 내가 마시소야나. 마트 때는 가서 semba 막아 semba 찌워 놓은 거로 와.
For example, like if you have a cut on your finger, by that situation, that object, the cut on your finger can cause you unhappy, right?
이럴 때 이유 들어와. 다들 고명가는 고파 줘요. 와나 다들 좀 먹어. 마치 얘나 걔 병에 말했어. 그 줘야 돼 와서.
So like you can fix that. That can be fixed by going to the hospital or putting on a band-aid and putting on a medication. You can fix that. So there's no point to be unhappy about it.
저는 누구 채워이나 봐줘야 이래 채워이나
What if you got completely cut off your finger? Can that be fixed?
they can
Sometimes, yeah.
they can put figure on, right? And they put figure on, but it doesn't function for SMS people, right? There's a lot of things fixed. I have like what my ribs bare, they just put together. Right now, like solid like that, tight, something like tight like this, but it's comfortable. 제제. 나 같은 독이 채tomade 춘퇴 매바이나요. 대라 뭐가 그 제요 말 가르드나. 나 뭐가 제도 맞잖아. 아니 그 춘퇴에도 와서 다들 고대오로 섬들 되는 거라고 봐.
So if your finger is completely cut off and it fell off, right? And it can be like if it's still like not too long ago, if it's still fresh, then you can put it back, right? And so there's nothing to worry about that. I mean, worrying will not do anything to that, right? So you can put it back. But if it's too late and then it can't be put back together, then worrying will not help to put it together, right? So there's therefore will not help to worry about it. The first one is there's no point to worry about it if it can be fixed, and then second is if it can be fixed, if it cannot be fixed, then worrying will not benefit that.
제가 아주 내가 빼는 샤도 와배나. 내가 남가라 라바 투투고 문제 우선 샘플하다나. 네 그 바로 배도요 말까지 저 샘플이 배도면 샘플이 해야 하는 것이.
남칼로 가서
남가 똥바래인데 우선 라바 투투고 문제 똥바래인데 우선 샘플이 채와이나 배도고 말했어.
So like if you worry that the space is empty and you can't feel it when you move your hand, if you worry about that, then there's no point worrying about it, right?
내 자살은 뭐지 빼도 샤야다.
So Gyatso Rinpoche has given an example like that.
다 매체나 배나 다 가서 뉴잉글랜드 가모 보자 버와 공가. 아니 가서 샘플이 짠자 제대로 강요한 로 말와.
For example, like in New England, we get a lot of snow, right? If you worry about it, will the snow become less?
용 말와. 다 이야가 가서 시다 돈바 제월라 다 잡으시고 요다.
And then same like in the summer, around July, August, it becomes very hot, right?
제가 티가 다 빼서 샘플이 아니면 타고는 야고 남시 타오면 백마로 그동안 좀 용하고 접고 와.
And then at that time, is if we get annoyed, it's too hot or like that, and worry about that will not help, to reduce the heat, right?
Some people already worry right now, right? They say, "Oh, summertime, 2 months very hot in England." Right, Mark, are you worried?
I like the heat.
How about the cold? Like that. I remember you say, I'm going to move to Florida. 제가 단 두종아 좀 통주 용절 가서 니레니레 소화되는 용절 가서 참 좋고요, 봐.
These are things that we understand from our own experience, right?
나 가서 지금 통야 매가 같이 리더 샘기 강에 뭐 이런 거를 텐데 소소 그치. 네트 강에 쉬는 걸 아니 가서 샘바티 보면 같이 아니 지 간제 소소야 찍으면 소소 로파야 찍으면 막 고유 찍으면 잘하고도 와. 근데 니가로 사주제고
But there are many other things, that we experience, with our body and mind that is not obvious or that we can feel, and that's causing us, to worry or to be unhappy. And at that time, then we have to understand those things and apply just like you said.
제가 내 룸로 쇼에나 좀더 다시 다 가실 거라 가실 거면 가서다 롱에만 못 답지. 요즘은 아주 주제도 좀 말아.
And then, so just to tell you a story about my case. So some of you know, some of you don't know. And I had a car accident and I almost went to the Yama, the Lord of Death, right?
And I went to the Yama, and I thought I would go to the up. Buddhahood or heaven. I just try to go there. He said, I pretend to go up there. He said, where are you going? I said, I'm going there. He said, you don't have to qualify, go up there. Then he said, if you want to go to the hell, down there. But there are a lot of COVID-19, there are a lot of people die. The reservation be like, you have to wait like 2 months. Then I said, okay, I'm going back to you. Anyway, this is just my joking, okay? I did this on Yama. 제가 가주로 제가 나디 간제 고만 주토마다 생대상아 롤 태소 아니 양이 양 냠이 전부 쉬고만 당에 들어서 다 나사지네야 아니 말한 거 내속 강쇼고 말 그래서 셰칭 그러면 양이 냠이 전부에도 계시고 말다.
So anyway, that was that part was just a joke. But anyway, I went into coma, and then soon after I gained conscious, and I thought about this word. I mean, this verse. This is why be unhappy about something if it can be remedied, and what is the use of being unhappy about something if it cannot be remedied? And I'm so, of course, and I just thought about that, and it helped me to understand my situation and not be freaked out about that. Anyways, I'm not saying that I am a great practitioner as such, because we're like a family, so I'm just sharing.
제가 아니 시다 아니 제너퍼니다 본인이만 따방 가서 따가려고 그랬더니 당복 코들레베 가라게 고무도 그 영어에서 다 그거 가정하다 이거지 니코대로.
So Ani Yishi and Jennifer has been coming every day, but I was in coma, sleeping peacefully, so I didn't know they were there.
아니 니마치 코니 깨자도 아니야 괜히 깨고 이제 양에 반눈 도구면도.
Then one day I was able to hear their voice, but I couldn't see them.
아니 되네야 내가 니마치 코니 통구도 양가 카타임도.
And then later I was able to see them, but was not able to speak to them.
제가 아니 멤버에서는 당이 잡으러야 아니 샤치 당고를 저 샤치 마다나 아니 네 괜찮 못해 그랬어. 완전 오토실락도.
What I heard is that they was talking about doing a surgery on my back. If the surgery is not performed, then there will be a big, damage on the back.
아니 디가라 당이 돼서 단딩군이 잘로지 간쟁아 미야 민 이만하지 야랑하지 여와는 그 아주 샘투대 개팽모도 아주 야랑 매바지는 그 샘투나 개팽모도 생다 디가가 섬 거서.
And then at that very time, I thought, if I can, get up, by fixing my back, then that's very good. I don't have to worry. But if I cannot get up, then worrying about that how will that help me? So I remember immediately at that time. I remember this verse.
이낭에 샘라다고 당아도 자야 용에서 말에 파시 메세코나 윌체 되는거 야만나 나도 카타임에 되는 거와. 근데 찬로에서 랭아 삼소.
And then, but in my mind, I thought maybe I would be on a wheelchair for the rest of my life, and with my body not being able to move, or not being able to speak like that.
제자 디가는 섬을 가린 거는 다 가르쳤는다. 메세코나 윌체 돼야 당 간지 예사대도 딱 소소락 강이 밀락 강이 간지 미페마도 원래도 참 테스트 안 소소 손난 거다.
And then in my mind also I thought that if I had to be on the wheelchair for the rest of my life, then it would be difficult, for myself and for other people who have to look after me. And so I thought, about that in my mind.
그래서 난 남중에 내가 가르래 오늘 야보에나 다 소소 냠내 제 검접 도바진 거랑 안 돼요 말아.
So if normally I have done a lot of practice and had gained higher realization, then that will be good. But I didn't have that.
당일 내가 그래 조속하자고 셰파드 미난도 직제다. 당일 내가 또 데려와.
And so what is my job? Is to talk, to you, and then go to people's house, and then talk more or say prayers.
제가 드니페 마도나 다 답시 네바질라 가르드나 나라 태소. 아니 다 텔레 소소 된다 간지 organ pedal 강요 바데 아니 심바당 샤바이나 아니 소소 마시는 라 미치니가 속 좁다래서 이걸로 삼는 거로 다데.
And so if I can't do those things, then no use for me to live. And at least if I can donate my organs to people, then that will help a few people to live.
제가 강을 해서 남주의 소보야고 당 개만이도 빠지 미치만 미니만 미치도 속 좁으래 같아서.
I thought, usually I'm quite healthy, so I have 2 kidneys. If I can't save 2 lives, maybe at least I can save 1 life.
아니 콘솔랭도 당에 로데 아니 담이지 나서다 로도 파인도 빠지 니데 지지나 지오자에나 야 미셔마 파인도 거든지 아무 라브는 거다.
And then because my lung was damaged, so I thought it might not be of much benefit to others. But the heart is quite in a good condition, so I thought maybe I can help someone to have a heart transplant, so that may help.
아니 드네 다 고선다 그래. 멤버님도가 계셔가지고 멤버라 다 나오라 가지 가정가 샤지 땅 메스 나 organ sama donation to you study laura.
And so this kind of thoughts, all kinds of thoughts like that going on in my mind. And so I now have to tell the doctor that I don't want to go through this. I want to donate my organs.
예전에 다 악도 들어라. 문에 악도 들어. 차시로.
That means I was planning to go to the Yama, right?
근데 여하튼 멤버레스다. 네가 군이 매우 가려. 아니 맨날 나야라 저거 샤지 땅 있나? 근데 제대로 가세도 야 차요. 그 아니 자샤 잠을 자샤 구축 공화야 차 그랬어.
And one day, the doctor came when Anisha and Jennifer were not there. And then I just asked the doctor, how much chance are there for me to get better? And the doctor said, oh, you have like 95% chance.
어떻게 전에는 그 사람도 지워져라니 샤지 다음에 팅해라다 가지 저라 펜토스 개매와이나 다 파지 아쿠사야 안도샤. 근데 사람은 그렇어.
Then my mind changed to live, because it can be I can survive and will not be difficult on others. And so then I thought, okay. So otherwise, I was planning to visit the Yama.
제가 얘나 가나 샘남무제 원에 정보시나 나 냠내 전에 말다 간지 나 참에 물음 잡탄다 드리서 그게 샘남 강에로 지금 드리는 용어문도.
And so I'm speaking honestly, and not because I have a great realization or experience, but just maybe through the care and love and prayers from others, that I didn't have any fear in my mind.
제가 생대 아니 믹스가 살로 땅 먹어 남주시당 얘네들 딱 잠잠 때때 땅 거는데 그 특히 믹스가 그래서 메시지는 살로 땅 먹어 특히 다르고 콜로 콜스니까.
And so I do think about this verse sometimes once in a while, but at that time, without much effort, this verse just came up in my mind.
그래서 되게 땐데병 된 남주 때 강엔 트가 주벌어서 될래거든. 남주네 된데 특도 그 섬은 코와이나 때 문에 땐데병이서 다대.
So when you are facing difficulties, and if you are able to remember this verse, then that really helps. And of course, you will not be able to remember at that time if you haven't thought about it a couple of times before.
Okay, that's just I'm sharing for my own experience, and not just talk about someone else. Very far away. I'm just honestly. I'm not try to show some or I do some good practice, not just hard luck experience. What situation? And those thoughts and praise are really strong. Believe the praise. And praise really work. Therefore, yeah. 제가 아니 팀도 빼면서 내가 좀 같은 가서 같이 이게 셔다 나게 지금 강에도 가리 쇼만나 가지 대파지 주다 여와이나 아니 되게 제진에 semba 막 맞지와지 대셔 배경문도 와서 못 나와이나 얘랑 오늘 내셔도 니타고 있나 때가도 주토 그래. 생아대 팬도 말에 딱 매상나 그 노로정도.
So yeah, this is really helpful, if you're able to think this verse, at the times when you're facing difficulties, right? Whether, physical difficulties or mental difficulties. At that time, if you think, oh, it can be fixed, so why need to worry about it? But then if it cannot be fixed, then, the worrying will not help. So that's how it is. So it is, let it be like that, So if you can think like that, then that really helps.
제자, I'm going to say something I forgot. You see, this is short to getting old. When I was in hospital, also they ask me every morning, "Where are you? How old are you? What's your birthday?" They think I got, I got brain damage. They ask me every day. It's not like that, but it's getting old. This is one of the signs you're getting old. You forgot things. 제가 저 남주는 냠리 제가 남주네 직 드리콜라 섬 땅와이나 아니 지금 오늘 지 강에 태고 가려야 저 펜토 대와도 남주 소소 섬 마다마지 딱 강에 태고 가라 강에 만트라 가르사나야 한도 샵네 가르치나야 한도 섬나 디캅 저 아니 펜토도 만도.
So if we think about these verses and contemplate on the meaning, on a usually on a regular basis or usually, then you'll be able to think. And at that time, when you are facing the difficulties, and it will help you a lot. But otherwise, if you haven't prepared yourself to think about this verse, and then at that time, when you're facing the difficulties, oh, what should I do? What kind of mantra should I do? What kind of prayer should I do to get rid of the situation and like that? Then that's not going to be of much help.
단다 대치보면 다 대가 뒷발하다 뒷발랑가라 같이 뒷발에 요라 뭐 요라 같이 강에 뭐 되는 또 참하게 같이 같이 내 sem나 강이 싫어 맞춰봤지 남주 축을 패야 돼 때대
And not only that's one part of the difficulties I had faced, but then many other difficulties I faced, which I don't necessarily have to go through that here. But anyway, so in all these situations, thinking in this verse and having done some study and practice of Dharma has really helped.
제가 남주에 가서 거디나 지금 네 지금 디층대에서 뭐 땅아도 내 땅이다 다 단다 정한 소리야 지금 야무나 계산가 강에 야무나 로 된다는 놈에 강에 셀마치 강에 때 요와 파지매 요 마치 지 담으려 어때서 요래 되게 샘때 두대가 강가 요다.
So now we're going to think about this a little bit, okay? So spend some time and contemplate on this verse, applying, to your situation, whatever difficulties you're facing or you had faced or you think you might face, So all this difficult, any kind of difficulty. So we all have that, right? There's no worried about finding that. We can all find some kind of difficulties that we're facing or some problem, and then think about that problem and then apply this thought to that. And then see how you feel.
Okay. Mark, do you have any problems? You have to walk. So
Many.
Really? Okay. 제자 근데 직강에 나타 정기 딱 강에서 나 들이 야면 가지 직대 잠말이 와대 아 매웠어요 누에 매웠어요 누에 가지 대라 소주 지금 마가와 제가 팽이도 팽이도 뒤sam도 아니다.
So now think about that difficulty that you are having. Whatever difficulties it is, relationship, physical, mental, financial, whatever difficulties you think about that, and then think if that difficulties can be remedied or not. If it can be remedied, and then why worry about that? If it cannot be remedied, then how will the worry help it, and so forth. So think like that.
Okay, you do a couple minutes to meditation. Okay. You need to recognize for any kind of situation you say, oh, this, I hate that, I don't want that. Something like that, it bothers you. Okay, can I fix that? Or it's not never to fix? Think of that. If they're not fixable, then why I have to stress for all the time? If I can fix, then why I have to stress for? Think that way, okay? You need to find something, any kind of situation for yourself, okay? Yep. Okay, that's good. Now, what bothers you, Mark? That your landlord doesn't come to take care of the house. It's
No, I
bothers
have
you.
so much junk I have to clean. I waste all my time cleaning.
Yeah, you talking like 2-3 years. I'm cleaning. You need to action. It doesn't work. If you don't action, then never happen. Anyway, like think that way. Find something. Like Mark said he has so many junks. It bothers him that he doesn't do action. He just think that. Therefore, if he didn't action, then never fix the problem. Better to think too much, just jump, just clean, right? Like that things. This is like a small way, okay? Therefore, he's a very honest person. He just shares what his problem. He just he has so many junks. There's a lot of antics, then he thinks it's junk. And I'm just kidding. Like that, This you need to practice as what? Something to experience how they work. When we say, okay, when I'm hungry, what can I do? Or I want food, doesn't work, right? Go to the kitchen, even the midnight, just get up the go kitchen, eat something, then feel full.
Satisfied.
Yeah, satisfied like that. The practice means that something action, okay? Okay, therefore, if it's possible, everyone to memorize this verse 10, to think every day, the list one time. Not think, oh, I have to think that, I have to think, not that way. Think it that, then think the situation. Correct? Right? So, think there are some time, and you should think near two never come with some chitang or then they check,
Remember this verse, read this verse, remember or recite this verse, and then think about the situation or difficulties that you have, and then apply to that. And so, okay, yes. And so otherwise, if you just I have to do like that, then it doesn't happen.
Okay. 제가 남주면서 가데메 교신이 계시서 나는 내게 즉 가시 찍는 가지 롤 섬대 가디나 마 쫄나.
Memorizing these verses and reciting once in a while or on a daily basis would help, to think like that when the situation arises. So Kadamba Geshe used to do that. They will memorize some of these useful verses, and then they will apply to the situation.
제가도 two some go some 야마다 왔나? 아니 담보 two 바치 아니 삼치 이때날 아니 드네 다곰 냠내지 오래스로.
We have to do these three, things: the listening or hearing, and then contemplation and meditation. So you have to hear the words, the verses, words, and then contemplate on the meaning, and then meditate on that. So to familiarize yourself.
Okay, this is any kind of situation, big situation, small situation, doesn't matter, whatever. Whenever we have to think about when your mind's relaxed. 간 남중아도 소속 semba manjuro 가는 도 삼다고 면 semba 투베 가는 도 쉬는 펜토마도 펜토마 sem 투사나.
So you have to contemplate on this when your mind is not disturbed. But when your mind is disturbed, then you won't think.
다 되네나 sem 투사나 땅아 만트라 가림 마체던 야 지제 소시라면도 앞에 이시야도나 이실라 나 가는데나 야 지지 차한테서 삼부도 하대 나 지금 가서 매어요나 들려라고.
So you have to think, think this, over and over again when your mind is not disturbed. But when your mind is already disturbed with some difficulties, then you won't be able to think like that. So at that time, then you will look for different means, like what kind of mantra should I do? What kind of prayer should I do? Of course, there's not much, in the Western people, but Asian people do a lot. They will call Geshe. What kind of mantra should I do? What kind of prayer should I do to overcome that problem? And just by reciting mantra or prayer, you can overcome that problem. Then, of course, it will be very good, but it won't, help right away like that.
Okay, 다가도 솔로가 쭉쭉이 진도하는 진도.
So let's recite the verse 11. It says, "For myself and for my friends, I want no suffering, no disrespect, no harsh words, and nothing unpleasant. But for my enemy, it is the opposite."
난 네가 가르쳐나 공로 제세기 열쇠거든. 야만나 공로 제사기 제약 주세가 다 되는 것이겠는 거야.
And so these are like what's the cause or the object, where the anger arises.
아 가지 아니 다는 소소지. 아니 야만나 소소, 야만나 소소 개개, 야만나 소소 남이, 야만나 소소 비빈자. 어 아니 돈돌아야 아니 둥아쇼나 가도 가가 말이지. 아니 메들이가 아니 메니 측메니만들 라바나 가도 가가 말이지. 어? 아직 문제하기 강하셔만 하는 것도 막아봤지 그래서 옛날 달라들이 전화가서 나그 야보 정도 삼 이런 그래서 달라때 도배 소세티.
The other translation, these books is also similar, and the translation, is similar. The meaning is similar. Just the wording may be different. The meaning has to be same, whether it's the old or the new one. Doesn't matter. But anyway, so they use the word like loved ones instead of friends. So loved one includes one's family, one's friends, one's teacher, somebody that you're close with, like so all those kind of people, right? So to those people, if something bad happens, then you become sad, or if somebody says bad thing to them, then you become angry, right?
세상은 내 뒤온도 와. 그때도 따다로 운행한도 야만나 당보 가시 달라시시 다 근디신 거나 옆에나 당도 때도 당보 소소라지 되네 내 남이 내 침대에서 제가 가서 제당 요모 제당식 송거와 그만 주변 나나.
So it's just like it is said, how we generate the delusion in our mind, according to engaging in the middle way. And so it says that first we have this grasping at the self. And then after that, then comes from the self, comes mind, my friend, my house, my property, my teaching like that. So that so the mind comes after that.
다 소소를 생각도 빼셔야 돼. 다 나한테 다 소소지. 소소라야 간지 소소 문제하기 아니 링딱 야무나 셈 간지 강이지 쇼마나 내가 또 가고 말해서 뒤치지.
So
셈만 찍어 있어. 셈만 통도 그래.
first start with the I or the self, like me. Yeah, so if I am unhappy or if I am abused or if I am disrespected, then I become unhappy.
그렇지. 다 되가라 아니 등하다. 니들라다 미기변은 통신하고 제바이나 소소라 respect 맞죠. 통신 제바나야 소소 막아와 것도 와.
And then if people show disrespect or disliking to oneself, then one becomes unhappy also, right?
아니 다 나도 미치게 지나서 다내 특급 세대 가서 텍스트 메시지 하게다. 텍스트 메시지 누가 된다는 것도 막아와 제기도 와.
And then if somebody uses a harsh word towards us, either by verbally speaking out a harsh word or maybe using a text messages by writing the harsh words, and then we become unhappy, right?
아니 되네요. 소소 암졸라야 지금 많이 받으래. 소소 꼴라야 그자 두자시 받으래. 미팅 인수 시작이면 되게 암졸 고하는 것도 맞지 와 이문도 와.
And then if they also speak unpleasant things about us, then we become unhappy also, right?
어떤 것도 더고 말했어. 몇년 시작 몇대 때.
And so these things, we don't want to hear. We become unhappy to hear those things.
다대 오버더체는 다 소소 마가세 미질라야 테네셔난 것도 토하셔지. 지체나 아다 콜에 야보초사. 지체나 고 가두 소와케 제가 말했어.
And then it says, but for my enemy, it is the opposite. So if these things happen, it's said if the bad word, harsh word is said to the enemies, and we say, oh yeah, that's right. That really goes and applies to that person. Or we don't get any feeling of sorry for that person.
아니 미들이 된데 소소 마가는 미들라지 인입준다고 아니 막혀왔잖아. 나도 때가 지잖아. 어다 콜 거야. 줘서 그가 가서 대 죄송아. 그냥 파대 가고 싶은데 용거로.
To somebody that we don't like, who we consider as our enemy, if if other person, the third person, disrespects, or says bad words, then we say, yeah, that's right. That person deserves to be disrespected. That's good. Like that, we might think like that.
아야만나 아니 미 쿠콜 두자 시작이 와도 가서 고아이나 아데 콜 야보 정사. 이코 남주 그 야보 제면 다 미션 봐 하고 놓았으면 상도 용거로 와.
And then if somebody says bad thing about him or her, then we say, yeah, that's right. That's really true. I was not able to speak up, but somebody said it, and that's really true.
다들 당어도 검토 자겠다. 다들 용어도 다 차도 니 쇼로가 좋은 라바 뭐네 내 용어도
Jubal.
죽지 와. 디나 라바 뭐네 용어도 다데 진짜 아니 단 지티 주제 세거나 다 니남 마 셰탄 만나고 셰도 마시.
Yeah. So now we're going to contemplate on that. Okay. So when that happens to you, how you feel, and when that happens to your enemy or someone you don't like, how you feel. Okay. So this is
간진 디나
this is very related, with the inwardly concerns.
오케이. 싱데나 라바 나지 다다 용어도 하면 싶다고다.
So if does it happen just like it is said in this verse or not? That's what we want to see.
제가 싱데 로니동 다 납자되지마다 로니동까지 숨자 이제 숨자지 내가 랍사 요래 다 단대 알아서고 니레니르고 저게 내서도 다다 된도도 문도 죽다야다.
So this is what is said in about 2000, not 500, but maybe 200, 300 years ago. And does it really apply to this day or not?
When Shantideva come after Buddha passed away, right? What year? How many years between Buddha passed away and Shantideva came?
1,200 or so.
You guys
Ngomolo jela.
ngomolo jela. 아니 ngomolo 때
너 두개 jela 내 말에.
로 십자.
너 십자 jela.
아.
아니 ngomolo jela 인다 로 ngabja zen. ngabja 쓴다 로 십자 zen.
How's you guys ask Uncle Gugu?
8th century.
Okay, so 1200 years past.
8th century. Means how many years ago? 1,200
Like
years?
Bob said, yeah.
How many years?
1,200.
Yeah, okay. 제가 로 직동 니장 땅에서 그 디감니 단 디게 쓰데 송샤 다 디가 반대 가지고 깜기 좋아 따다 되는 분들 가지고 공도지 않다.
So yeah, according to that, about 1,200 years ago, that was said by Shantideva, and whether that applies to us or not this time, at this modern time. So we're going to contemplate on that now.
그래서 론이동 직동 니장 그 잘라지나 따드는 그 엔트지 이게 잘라 샤샤면 그 배제 라바타에만 라바 샤에만 배제 타요 말이나 생도도 안 될걸로 문이 커요 라이를 내가 지야래도.
So if it was a thing, a physical thing, about 1,200 years ago, maybe it will not last that long. Maybe there are some things that still there around, but most of the physical things will not last. But the words said that at that time, it still apply to this day.
다 디게 되나고 도도가나 소주고 셈바 찌워요 와다. 야나 셈바 마가 와다. 간지 깨게 두스. 너희들이 깨게다. 너희들이 지나 내주나 저 마가 왜 그러는데 내들 지나 저 가와 그러는데 내들 지나 저그 쌈 땅가 말에 두들라고 했다. 된다.
And so this is the verse you have to recite and check. So what's happening when you what this verse was saying that when you have this, then this is what happens. When you have this, this is what happens. And it really applies or not, that's what we have to check.
Okay. I just something okay, now time to think this verse and it's a reality our daily activity or daily situation, okay? How we experience for the happy feeling, unhappy feeling, neutral feeling, okay? It's marked, block the doorway, and then you after people, you got, no, I'm just kidding. I'm just, I just, make joke with the mark. Is from my neighbor. Therefore, we're very, we talk on the window. Okay? Yeah, think a little bit about, okay? Okay, someone's open door, destroy my meditation. 제가 내내 아주 조보로 하시면다. also to run the look, tickle some of the star. Head and money, so the moon at the Tantan Tumdu Madu. Or Tujanani, so the money Yamnet had Ragarwa.
So we're not going to rush through the verses, but we'll spend more time on contemplating and meditating and see if we can apply this to our day-to-day life.
제가한 잠들 남자가 지대 취지가 완다 말하고 그래. 가지는 지대 취지가 완다는 소지보여 말해서 이제 다 어도되다. 내가다디.
And then also is saying that we should not fall under the worldly concerns. If we did, we'll not be happy.
Worldly concerns you guys already know, right? Very easy, right? And we can count, right? 다 대판 냠내는 자와이나 간에 저도 저와도 따다라체 도도.
So when you apply that to the practice, are you able to get the meaning or understand?
근데 빼셔나 아니 냠바주나 가와나 간제 수수군 너야기 잘란다고 이제 소소 라바이나 가오용 거래 해서지. 아주 잘라만 변에 수수 잘라진 너기요나 이 잘라대 무보데 소소라 라바나 가오용 거래 해서. Magana, Marana, and it's a Mamaki race at the wood.
So the first one is gain and loss, right? So if you gain, be happy. If you lose, you be unhappy. So if you gain something that you want, then you'll be happy. And if you lose something that you like, then you'll be unhappy.
Okay. Example. Anyone they captured on the talk each other.
So like for example, this lid of the cup, if you were to gain that, if you were to gain, find that to yourself, will you be happy?
No, you don't have any feeling, right? So some cups feeling is funny. Tseten did budget Suzu and Dogum, Suzu Chigarevando Japchi. Rana some or Terra Suna Gawa, Marana Magatri by Koguman, Tayra Kangala is a marriage.
So something that you like, not just finding anything or gaining anything, but gaining something that you like, that you have a strong desire for. So if you feel happy when you gain something that you like or you have strong desire for, and being unhappy when you lose something that you like or you have strong desire for.
For example, maybe you say, "Oh, I wish Geshe give me his mala for me." Geshe has a very strong attachment. So, "Oh, this is my best mala." You do not get it. Not be like, "You have a lot of mala. You didn't give me that mala." Like that, I think something to you wish you're looking for. Therefore, if you got, you found that, you feel very happy, right? Mark, he loves ice cream. Maybe we should go one day ice cream. Remember? If you go there with the clothes, you'll be feeling bad. Like that. And that near pass. I near pass. And they actually so me pajo which Tora Tang, Yamana Sozo like Goya, Tsiabo Layat, Revajaguena, or then the treatise was Amjo Kona, and the Gawing Godes, the Maga Majona, Magawachagres and Goro.
And then pleasant words and the unpleasant words, right? So you're feeling happy if somebody says pleasant words to you, and feeling unhappy if they say unpleasant words to you.
Example. What can I say? Example, maybe you guys say, "Oh, come here, okay." Maybe Gishila or Karo, Gishila Nekola Yapoji, Lapkari Suzu, whatever to jump there, and that they top better, or down. I think Keke Malavana choose some Shilake Lamasons and the Tsiabo to come and that's about much you embrace.
So, like for example, if you have expected Geshe to say something in praise of you, something good about you, and then if you get with that expectation, like so if the Geshe said the pleasant words to you about you, then you'll be happy. But if he didn't, with that expectation, if he didn't say the pleasant words or said unpleasant words, then you'll be unhappy.
제가 나도 주주가라 내 아마를 뽑으면 뭐를 봐봐. 내가 아미 백한이 뭐다. 아미 가대는 가라 보고선 돌래. 거다고 그걸 보다 다 나한테 가로 되게 빠질라니야. 아니 아메 가만히야 이거 가도 보고서 나야 돌아다니는 거로.
Like in my family, my mother and father, they had many children, and among many children, I was one of the most obedient one. And so my mother would praise, to other children, talk to other children, and in person, he says, "Oh, you all should be like him. You all should be like him." And then I get more proud. Then I follow, her advice. I'd be even more obedient to her.
제가
I give
때가
those nice words.
자 아메케 말하네요. 코스마시라 마가와 용도. 당한테 드리시 위깔에 자나 아메식 책임을 랑무드세.
And some days, if my mother doesn't say a good thing about me, then I say, "Oh, I feel unhappy. Oh, I worked so hard, but she didn't say anything good about me."
어제 되지. 다들 다양한 셴바지랑 가서 미 셴바 가서 돌아다니나. 지지 야보다 니지 야보 돌아다나. 가서 무슨 라면 가서 암벽 됐거나 가서 배가 오는 거 아직 동동라고 자기도.
And then the other one is the praise or criticize, right? So if somebody praises about us, then we feel happy.
Right? If you hear someone say, you can, maybe mock and hurt. Or Geshe talk about good things about me. Mock, so. Yes. Geshe talk about very bad things for mock. Why he said that? 어때지? 된 도서관도 소소 쌈다가 가서 대 소화들래기도 오늘 된 제가 도서 딱 오늘 선지 좀 내가 로니 동갑쟁이가 소화시키는데.
So that's really true, right? This happens to us. We really get that feeling when somebody speaks good about us, or when somebody praises about us, when we get something that we want, then we really feel happy. And when the opposite happens, then we feel unhappy. So that is really true, even though it's like 2,500 years ago, Buddha Shakyamuni taught about it. So it applies to this.
Right. 제가 내가 가서 용모를 곰대요. 그래서 용을 매양 가서 나 때문에 나 누가 있어. 그래서 나 누가지 임마다 그래서 뭐만 내가 가서 용모 곰대요. 되는 거다.
And so this is happening because we are accustomed with the delusions. That's why you shouldn't think that, oh, this is happening, I'm a bad person. You don't have to think like that. You just think that, oh, because we are accustomed with the delusions, and therefore we feel that way.
아니 다 되나 먹가 뭐 되나 먹가 와서 대대 그들 가진다 소소 지워줘나 소소 너와 간가 들어가나 가고 거로 된 말은 먹가고 못 된도 당도 자기로.
So being happy if you're comfortable, if you are comfort, then you're happy. If you are discomfort, then you feel unhappy. So that's like something, if you feel very comfortable or very happy, then of course you feel happy, right? And then if you don't feel that way, then you feel unhappy.
제가 저도 계신 백호제가 아니 지대 주제가나 텔라 잡세 지어를 좀 주도 권유하는데 한번 걸어봐.
And so you have heard about this story about Geshe Bekungen, right? Geshe Bekungen, who spread ash on the face of 8 worldly concerns.
You heard, Mark? Really? You should. 제가 막 계신 백호제가 다 남주 곰자자자는 주대가 들어봐.
So Geshe Bekungen, usually, he was always meditating.
아니 주사대 쌍마시라 마시고 해서 쌍마시라 매워집니다.
But the place where he was sitting, during meditation was not very tidy.
아니 니마지 딱 코랑게 개게데 아니 딱 드니 아까지 광화사디 배구에서 봐.
진다. And so one day his sponsor who provides him, with the food and clothing and so forth, was going to come and visit him.
다디 저게 그 야라니 사마서지 연첩하고 지피지 다들이 진다인 걸 곧 단지보야고 맞는 야 진다 코로사나 야 이 가라고 말아 어떤데 그런 거 아니 사마체네 연첩도 야 비슷마체네 대도와 마치주도.
So that day he tidied the place very nicely, everything arranged very nicely, everything very nice, and then set up the offerings, like water bowl offerings, just to impress the sponsor. So also if the sponsor sees that, then they will be happy and they will provide me with the necessity. If not, then they might not give me any necessity. So I have to do that. So then with that thought, then he set up the offerings very nicely and clean up the place.
And then ma judan kala shune and somebody tanda nga karjin chevaresna. Oh, tanga jinda mole chide chesna ani ya shangchi ani telaji kene tego shune ani gotum shudo imbar.
And then he sat down and then checked on his motivation, why he did that. And then he realized that it was just to impress the sponsor, the benefactor. And if I give, do this, then the benefactor will be happy and they will provide me with the necessities. If not, then they will not. So he thought that. So that was the motivation. And then he said, but that's not good. That's aid worldly concerns. And so then he grabbed a handful of ash from the oven, and then he just spread it all over the offerings. And then he just covered his head with his shawl and then sat there.
And then jenda yachu macho, jenda leve kala jenda yachu majaba imbar.
And then when the sponsor came, then he didn't respond, to the sponsor. He didn't greet or say nice words and so forth to the sponsor.
Oda di ninga dina karo kaje ngeshe singya di ninga ya dambelela ya chu yasho de sejawana geshi banko de chewara kajina jite chuje ngola tela shu so onsa odra so amar.
And so that, then there was another master, I don't remember exactly the name of the master, but he said, that was the best offering in the whole world that Geshe made, because he threw ash on the face of aid worldly concerns.
제다야 조도선이 빠질라네 양차야 피티가라 테라슈 마소야 대 고로지 제마다야.
But don't you get excited and then throw ashes on the offerings tomorrow?
가나 그노 가가라 베제 그노다 마사베나. 아니 가로. 에 차노 고샤바이나. 아니 가로 이차 가샤도. And that is some example of that, and I forgot. Kanje susu la kepsa jiraya chede. Sin diga kanje tamda nyenda tre yongwa chede chena. Inte mari de cheta o ta tama chewda. Choba yo sham go da te ani susu go sonum go toksa wa senjera pembe chede yadana digi ya so ya sham go da.
Yeah, of course, you have to check your motivation, why you're doing that. So you should not make the offerings to impress somebody. To gain some praise for us. So if I did it in a nice way, then people will talk nice about me or they will praise me like that. With that kind of motivation, you should not do the offerings. Otherwise, of course, it's very good, practice to do the offerings, like the audible offerings, the flower offerings, and all this, you should do, with the strong faith and devotion in the three jewels and so forth. Yes.
제가 남줄래가 가르치나 수수 간지 telaya. 수수라 캡상이라가 레바시라 자야면도 대 레바 간지 수수 레바 쉬고 지우지나 레바도 만드는 것도 막혀는데 레바시라 자야요서 말이야.
So normally, whatever kind of work we're doing, we should not do it, with the big expectation, or with the big hope. Because if we do that and then we don't get what we're expecting, then we become unhappy for doing that work.
Okay, that's good. Okay, this is enough. Not talk too much. Think this is worth a little bit more. And any questions? Any questions you have? No.
Just like in my thinking.
I'm just thinking to go to your home to how to clean my room.
But I'm realizing, one of the essence of Buddhism is you talk about desires, you talk about experiences. It's samsara, all the things outside of us, like it works, some things happen. And I said to somebody, it's like, you can't always expect to get happiness from outside, from a girlfriend, from a promotion, whatever it is. You have to create it within.
Yeah.
You can't create it within, then you're dependent on it. It's weak. You create it within, it's nice, but you don't need it either. So I hear everything you're saying, Petty, and it's kind of saying the same thing. You have all of these things, you have to create it inside yourself.
Yeah, this is like the naturally come to your mind. Good. Any questions you guys have?
I have a question, Geshe.
Yes.
So on verse 10, so when it says why we have about something if it can be remedied. So is it better to start contemplating that with a situation that's very difficult or one that's less difficult? So it's very difficult. Sometimes emotions are strong. If it's less difficult, maybe it's not as effective. So I wasn't quite sure how to work with that.
아무거나 남주인의 디골 섬다나 아니 강이 전부터는 그 레라고 그내 펜토도 도를.
그랬다 가지고 지난 공실 레벨로 당부 강에 총어들 가지고 섬당 되어야라.
야 강이 추워도 내가 주주도 그 섬당 남주인의 땅에 와이나.
Yeah, so of course it's easier to think, about a small problem, right? In a small problem, it's easier to think, and you might not even care so much about small problems. But bigger problems, yeah, is more difficult. But if you keep on thinking every day, then you'll be able to apply that, for the bigger problems as well.
배차지는 가서 뉴잉글랜드에 삼점 야가 자와 슈점어 나가 이 자와들의 공각하지 않아서 소화실 내기면도 저런 녹이면도 가서 대 액셉트되고 그러고 내서도 하고 그러고.
So like most people who are used to the New England weather, they don't get bothered, by too much cold or too much hot, because they have already expected that and they're used to that.
자들 미사와지나 카레나 그냥 그 시스템 맞대고 있는 거다. 제가 소속은 남비 때 아니 단에 제일 맞이 지원하셔.
And just like that, it's like a meditation, getting used to it, being familiarized with that. Yeah, so usually, but if you have been living there for a long time and you know about it, you're used to that, you're familiarized with that, then it's easy for you to accept that. But if someone new, to come to New England and then you suddenly realize that, oh, it's a drastic change in the weather, and then for them might be difficult, to accept that, and they might, complain a lot about it.
Okay. Any other questions?
Thank you.
Yes, Jennifer.
Thank you, Geshe. So if you contemplate that verse on just one isolated problem, it's helpful, but problems aren't isolated. They're related to other problems. So if you use the example of, cutting off your fingers, right? And if they can't be fixed, why worry? But let's say that you're a concert piano player, that was your career, and so you lost your fingers. So now you have the new problem. You can say, oh, nothing to be done, my fingers are gone. But then you have the new problems like, well, my career is over, and I can't make any money, and I'm going to have to, so it seems like you can keep thinking of all the consequences or potential consequences. So it's hard to say, if there's no remedy, why worry?
그래서 자동 고마스.
다 가서 지라 바치글에 있는 가서 다 삼로다 레라우도 왔어. 이나 다야 디네야 디네 망고 되어 여서제는 깔하고라스. 내가 가서 누구 쳐봐 누구 쳐봐이나 걔아마다 그 투투에는 그냥 샘플 제거야 말해. 그 토마토에는 샘플 지나 가라 팽겨렸어. 삼쪽으로서. 이나 다 답변에 다른 코로나 지금 남녀 등이라고 해지나 콜라도 주고거라. 죽으면은 그 남녀 동투 말아 남녀 동마토는 되는 거야. 이런 기다 소화디 강경으로 내내내 삼단데 깔카보도 왔어.
야, 내 깔카오 레라오만 내 깔카오 레라오만 레라오는 나가도 상마 상제다.
Yes, of course it's difficult, when you think in problems and one after another and related with that. Of course it's difficult, but still it's the same, so worrying will not have help, to overcome that problem. And if it can be overcome, then it will. There's no point to worry about that. If it cannot be overcome, then worrying will not help that. So it's the same thing.
근데 피하다 동이라면 딱고 누구 피하도 콜레가 조사보다 다 내가 심하게 채래. 나때 사무처럼 막 삼마다나 그 줄래가 말다 대유네 다 심하게 채래. 가지 탑시 채래.
So I mean, if you lost your finger and you can't play piano, and then it's if you're just worrying that I can't play piano, I can't play piano. If you just keep on worrying, Will you be able to play piano? No, you won't, right? So instead of being unhappy about that, just look for something else. No, so the solution is to look for something else where you don't need the finger to do the entire job. You can do something else like that, and then look for something else to earn money or to live your life like that.
제가 너도 냠내 빼도 너도 그가 샹주스면 냠내라고 자대 샹주 안다 바로 슌주 송스로 야대 샤왈라 야세 샤왈라 코랑게 야 남지 냠내 강 제고도 공 샹주스 말어 봐 코랑게 냠내 강 제고 송한데 내래로 가서도 다 전에 마용하도 돼.
Of course, it's easy to say like that, but difficult to do, because it's a high-level practice. It's like Bodhisattva's practice. Shantideva himself, who wrote this, wrote it with his experience, and he's a Bodhisattva. He wrote it with his experience of the practice.
Okay. Okay. I think now we stop. Otherwise, Mark's going to 10 questions. I'm just kidding. Okay, anyway, just recite these verses, especially the verse 10. Also try to memorize, to contemplate. So sometimes it's good. But anyway, if you get, I'm sure we got a lot of influence to create a lot of merits. Also, one day we were able to really practice to daily this ones. Okay. Yep.
My two collections vast the space that I've amassed from working with effort at this practice for a great length of time. May I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose mind's wisdom eye is blinded by ignorance. Even if I do not reach this state, may I be held in your loving compassion for all my life's Manjushri. May I find the best of complete graded paths of the teachings, and may I please all the Buddhas by practicing. Using skillful means drawn by the strong force of compassion, may I clear the darkness from the minds of all beings with the points of the path as I have discerned them. May I uphold the Buddha's teachings for a very long time. With my heart going out with great compassion in whatever direction the most precious teachings have not yet spread, or once spread have declined, may I reveal this treasure of happiness and aid. May the minds of those who wish for liberation be granted bounteous peace, and the Buddha's deeds be nourished for a long time. Even this great enlightenment completed due to the wondrous virtuous conduct of the Buddhas and their children. May all human and non-human beings who eliminate adversity and make things conducive for practicing the excellent paths never be parted in any of their lives from the purest path praised by the Buddhas. Whenever someone makes an effort to act in accordance with the tenfold Mahayana virtuous practices, may they always be assisted by the mighty ones, and may oceans of prosperity spread everywhere. In that snow mountain encircled land, source of every benefit and joy, may Lord Tenzin Gyatso Chen Rezi remain in life till Sarazen. Om Yin Jai Sonu Jupelan Eche Selze Kanchen Anatemo Tenzin Gyatso Devso Jedu 49, the short form of prayer for Lama Zopa Rinpoche. Also Changxi Chang'en Yelwen, Tenzin Yong'en Konzoro Boze, Chosu Gorele Munduru, Anak Soduje, Undu Japten Shu. To always meet with perfect teachers. Your form embodies all Buddhas. Your nature is that of Vajradhara. You are the root of the three jewels. Homage to you, O Gurus. In short, I seek your blessings, O Protector, to be careful about you from birth unremittingly throughout all my lives, and thus to become your chief disciple, holding every secret of your body, speech, and mind. O Protector, please grant that all be auspicious for me to be foremost among your very first circle of disciples wherever you manifest Buddhahood, that all my temporal and ultimate wishes without exception may be effortlessly and spontaneously fulfilled. In all my lives, never separated from perfect gurus, may I enjoy the magnificent Dharma. By completing the qualities of the stages and paths, may I quickly attain the state of Vajradhara. Furthermore, in life after life, may I, pleasing him in return, be forever fostered by an accomplished Mahayana spiritual master, the source of every virtue in this world and beyond. In his care, may I acquire in him a firm, unshakable faith, pleasing him by every means possible, doing nothing even for an instant to disappoint. May my spiritual master impart to me every instruction and every teaching in its entirety. Having understood them faultlessly, may I practice them and be able to bring them to perfection. May I never even for a moment fall under the sway of malevolent teachers and misleading friends. Having developed in every life the belief in cause and effect, renunciation, the Bodhi mind, the pure view, may I embark upon them continually with effortless experience. In every life, may every virtuous act gathered by way of body, speech, and mind be causes solely for the welfare of others and for the purest and highest enlightenment. Page 57, prayer of dedication. Through this virtue may I swiftly, having gained Guru Buddha's faith, place each and every sentient being without exception in that state. Precious Supreme Bodhi mind, may it where unborn arise, and where born never decline, but increase forevermore. 75, make the same mark. Lama Zopa.
Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you everyone.
Just a reminder to everybody that there's Medicine Buddha Puja at 7 o'clock tomorrow, online only.
Thank you. Have a good night or no good night. Have a good day. Okay.
Thank you, Geshe.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Damcho.
Thank you everyone. Have a good day.
Thank you. Thank you, Geshe.
Thank you.
Thank you.